Hey, what's up, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? It's Jedediah. I'm back here with another video and another message for you guys today. I just want to thank you guys all that's tuning in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Let's spread the ministry and let's, spread this to people that need to hear it. His grace is sufficient. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9 through 10 says, "And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasures in infirmities and reproaches, in needs and persecutions and distress for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." The reason I'm coming to y'all to talk today about, this specific message is because I've been dealing with it myself. What we have to remember is, man, on this walk with Christ, it is not easy. It is not easy at all. Your faith's going to be tested. You're going to be tempted. People are going to be used to distract you, to try to tear you down, to bring you down, so that you can be stuck in the past. A lot of people, they'll try to throw in that old you. They'll try to remind you of that version of who you used to be. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to remind you of your faults, bro, your mistakes, maybe your past addictions, whatever. People will throw that in your face. And a lot of times, all of these things happen at once, you feel me? When you're trying to do the right thing, when you're striving to live for Christ, when you're trying to get closer to God, when you're trying to be that light, when you're trying to spread the gospel, when you're walking in that purpose, and at the end of the day, everybody's purpose. See, it talks about in the Bible, like, there's one body, but there are different parts to the body, and they all have different functions, but it's all to serve that same one body. So we all have the same purpose, no matter how it might be, no matter in what way we display it, and what way we carry it, it's going to look different for everybody because we're all different people. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's all for the greater good, and it's for the same reason, which is, to spread the gospel so we can win souls for Christ. So back to basically my main point. When we deal with these things, right, or when we're doing this purpose, you got to understand that like I've talked about before, this warfare is spiritual. It's spiritual. So when you're living in your purpose, and you're working on, you're doing this mission that God called you out to do, there's always going to be some sorts of resistance to try to stop you, bro. The devil doesn't want to see people win souls for Christ. He doesn't want to see others saved. He wants to see others with him. And for the ones that are saved, that he can't do anything to their salvation, he wants to pull them down and distract them from their calling. You know what I'm saying? He can't steal their salvation, but if he can distract, and if he can get us a place, if he can get us in a place of stagnation, bro, or doubt, then he can basically delay our purpose and delay what God has, put on our hearts to do. But also, it talks about right here, there's going to be moments of need, there's persecution, distress for Christ's sake. Now, sometimes God will test you. Sometimes God will allow things to happen, allow you to be in need, allow you to be at your lowest, allow you to struggle, allow you to get attacked, allow adversity to come in your life to test your faithfulness to him, to see if you're going to trust him. He'll allow it and that's another thing that I'm realizing, because the past month, I've been posting it over a month. This whole past month of me not posting, I've been dealing with so much spiritual warfare, bro. I've been attacked in almost every way possible. And when I'm attacked, it stresses me out, bro. Like, anyone's gonna get stressed when you're dealing with problems. But it's distracting me from making my YouTube videos. I haven't made a video in months because I'm so focused on this outside noise, you know what I'm saying? And that's proof of lack of my faithfulness, because even though I have all these different things going on, I shouldn't be so worried about it, because I should know that God's going to take care of it and I'm going to be all right no matter what. So to focus on the mission and focus on the purpose and focus on what God is calling me to do, but I haven't been doing it. And I'm here to tell you guys, maybe you're from the same way. You're trying to do good. You're walking down this narrow path, but then things just come at you all at once. And what this is saying in Corinthians is find joy when we're attacked. You get what I'm saying? Find joy when things are going wrong. Because when things are going wrong, right, that means that you're doing the right thing. You're going the right way. When things start happening that are, chaotic and things, it's because the enemy is attacking what's a threat to him. So when you're becoming a threat, when you're becoming a threat, and when you're standing on business for the Lord, of course the devil's gonna come attack you. Of course things are gonna start getting hectic. He has to disrupt you, man. There has to be disruption, and like we talked about, or what my pastor talked about today at church. At the same time, we can't put everything on the devil. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it talks about there's no sin or there's no or temptation that happens to one specific person that doesn't happen that's known to man. At the end of the day, you have to remember you're human, so there's always going to be those temptations. And sometimes it's not the devil. Sometimes, I want to say a lot of the times it can be us. A lot of the time it can be us. You get what I'm saying? But that's why it's so important to make sure we're feeding our spirit and killing the flesh, because you're going to be tempted in life regardless. That's just our nature. But the more and more you feed the flesh, the more and more those temptations you might start giving into them. The more and more you might start, opening doors to fall into temptation. You know what I'm saying? So we got to hold ourselves accountable as well. But at the end of the day, what we have to remember is his grace is sufficient. God's grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. There's going to be times where we can't do it. And I've talked about this. I know you've heard it somewhere, your pastor. There's times where we're weak, bro. There's times where we can't do it. We can't do it on our own strength. And that's why God's grace, God's strength, that's why we find our strength. No, we find we find our strength through Christ. Christ is that strength. He's that additive to us when we're too weak to do it on our own. His power is sufficient. His power is shown to us. Sometimes we have to come to our Lord. Sometimes we got to be put down. Sometimes we got to go through all these things, because when God gets us out of that, when God flips the script, when God's, whatever he does, you're going to know, this is because of God, man, and nothing else. God and nothing else. That's the only way that this happened. God and nothing else. And that's the point of it. God being God, man, he has to show us sometimes. Sometimes he has to remind us, you know what I'm saying? His grace is enough. That's what sufficient means. His grace is enough. Through his grace, we're even able to have a second chance at life. Through his grace, when we do mess up and when we're the reason for our own, problems at times, he still forgives us. Now, we don't abuse grace. Remember that. We never want to abuse grace. But when you do mess up, just remember to pick yourself back up, because God forgives you. And just remember that God gives us the strength to walk into that calling and to continue on our purpose. You know what I'm saying? Just remember that. So keep walking in his purpose that he has for you. Don't get dismayed, bro. Don't let these trials and tribulations, when these trials and tribulations happen, now we don't never know how long it's going to last, but we got to find joy in it, because that means the breakthrough's coming. That means the blessings coming. And it's not always financial, or, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop it. Most blessings, the most important blessings are never anything physical, bro, for the most part. It's the biggest blessings we can receive is spiritual upgrades. So when we're facing that warfare and we're getting attacked, just know that next level is coming. That next level, that spiritual level is coming. That maturity that's needed, whatever is required of us is coming to be able to, go further in on our journey, for our purpose. And like I said, we love financial blessings. We love, physical blessings, if it's a wife, if it's a friend, whatever it is. And God's due time is going to come. We love those blessings as well. But it's the spiritual things that matter more than anything physical. But that's why it says, seek the kingdom and all his righteousness, all things. Seek the kingdom and his righteousness, and all things should be added to it. All those things that we want. Yeah, well, that's for the greater of his good. If God allows it. Because you might want $10 million, that doesn't mean you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But, things like, a wife, opportunity, whatever it is, God will bring it on his time. So just remember, guys, keep up the fight. Keep pushing and keep staying down on your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So that's my message for today. I just want you guys to like and subscribe if you haven't already. comment. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Let's continue to grow the community. I'm back posting content. I'm back posting vids. Let's do this together. You know what I'm saying? 2026, we're already in March. The year's moving so fast. We got to get to it. We got to stay consistent. We got to become disciplined. Kill your flesh and feed your spirit. For the spirit to grow, the flesh has to dwindle. It has to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So continue to walk in spirit, continue to call out to God, and continue to be as faithful as you can. And remember, when you're weak and when you can't do it, call out to God, because he'll give us the strength that we need, man. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.